Okay, that would
Good morning, it's Todd and Erin, Morning Stream, GetPartDaily.com. How are you? We've got...
I have only one thing to say. What have we done to offend the weather gods? Okay, we've got the Weber fire burning to someone's front door. We'll show you some amazing pictures.
Right.
Hurricane Irma, I don't know if it could get worse, but at least JetBlue did the right thing.
Let's remain calm and go to the mountain camp,
Okay,
shall
we can do that. Good morning. It's Black Diamond Experts.
Oh, look, something not on fire.
Yeah, well, although you can't see the smoke in the background, but at least it's pretty smoke, and that's good.
Right.
It's brought to you by Black Diamond Experts, Electric, Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Boy, howdy, this is going to be a morning. Okay, first of all...
so much going on, and you know what? You were talking about the weather gods and stuff like that. You know what happened?
What?
All the people who denied climate change, so the weather decided to go, here, hold my beer.
Something, yeah, pretty much.
I'm going in.
Pretty much.
Anyway.
Well, first of all, let's start with the Weber fire. The problem they're having now, which kind of scared me, we've got experts, fortunately, we'd be talking to, but I didn't realize that once it was put out in a certain area, and it's a burned area, it can just sprout back up again.
Depending on the substrate, what's going on. And we had one of you sent us some photos, and this is her backyard.
Stacy Peterson?
Yeah.
Oh, my good Lord, woman.
Pedersen.
Look at that. That's just scary.
It gets worse.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Here's another shot.
Wow, that looks to be like
her
your backyard, and it's on fire.
Yeah.
That can't be good.
It's Weber Canyon. Another one. Come on, show it. Be scary. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look how the flames go up through the sun. That is number one. That's a brilliant shot. Although I'm sure that at the point in time,
not good. Yeah.
My house. But that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's really scary.
It is
so it
scary.
doesn't seem to be quite under control.
Dave's here from the forestry department. At the end of the show, he's going to help us out.
So we've got a smart person.
We have a very smart person
That's
coming
helpful.
up.
First of all, let's go back to the nurse thing. The nurse thing again.
University of Utah.
Okay, Alex Wobbles.
Nurse was not allowing blood to be drawn from someone who was out cold in a coma.
Per hospital
protocol.
She
got arrested by Officer Payne, who was a part-time employee for the Gold
Cross ambulance, and he was let go from them yesterday because of his comments about bringing all the transients to the University of Utah Hospital and all the good ones somewhere else.
So what's your problem?
Yeah, well, okay.
Besides...
The thing is, though, is the Salt Lake City Council has literally been flooded with over 15,000 emails and calls, social media posts, saying why weren't the officers involved fired? Why weren't they even placed on administrative leave immediately? Because literally, nothing was done until this stuff was broadcast on local and national news.
This happened
was after Alex.
July 26th.
Yeah, this was after Alex and her attorney demanded the film and got the footage, and then took it to the university administrators and to the police, going, haven't done anything yet.
Right.
And they literally had to be the ones to go, here's the footage of what happened to me before they even jumped on it. So, I mean, Jackie Biskepsky sent out a fact sheet from her office. And my Chief Mike Brown said, well, hindsight's 20/20.
What?
If we knew everything or things had been different, perhaps we would have put them on admin leave right out of the chute. I don't have an advancer other than we'll hold our officers accountable. They claimed that they didn't see the video until last Tuesday, which seems kind of
I got to tell you,
surprising to me.
It's still on the front page of CNN. It's still on the front page of Yahoo. All the bloggers that I've read. Yesterday we talked, what's his name? Anyway, one of the bloggers I like, and he broke down all the video and audio that you didn't hear because he took the time to go through it.
Yeah, it was kind of muddled.
And every time they had a defense, he went, no, actually, this is what they said. And he runs the audio off the different cams everybody was wearing. The point is that yesterday it's 1.2 million views. Today it's 2.5.
Yeah, this is still impacting people. People are still ticked off about this. And I'm really disappointed about the fact that it really took them that long to do anything, and the fact that it had to be brought to national attention for them to go, oh, that's a problem.
Talk to anybody who knows a nurse and see how angry they are right now.
I mean, especially when she was following protocol, when she was doing nothing wrong, that's just inexcusable. And the fact that they had to be the ones to bring it to the attention of the police force, that's...
Evidently, he just doesn't have enough power in his life and wasn't hugged enough.
Apparently so.
All right, so let's talk about
Hurricane Irma.
Now, first of all, I think the last thing I saw was later Sunday afternoon hitting Florida. They're not still sure if it's going to hit where they think it is. There's a European model and United States model on this, but they're really...
I didn't know there was a difference.
There are huge differences sometimes, but other times this one is like they're buddies.
That's not good.
That's not good. And so they're doing that. JetBlue.
Yeah, Category 5 still. That just amazes
Yeah.
me. Now, JetBlue instantly did the right thing yesterday. I mean, instantly. And they said, look, we know how serious the situation is in Florida. We just want to let everybody know we are not raising prices. We're capping them at $99.
Actually, 99 is lower.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, they capped everything at $99 to get you out of Florida. And here's the funny part. So, wow, that's awesome. That's the right thing to do. Good for you.
And let me say one thing. This is a last-minute booking for flights, too.
Yeah.
Where it usually goes crazy.
Well, so the funny thing is then the news looked at it and went, this is great. This is so moral. And then they went over to some of the other websites for some of the other airlines like United and Delta. And some of the flights were as high as $2,200.
To get to safety.
To fly out. And then they called for an explanation. They went, oh, well, it's just all algorithms and it's our computer program. And, a last-minute flight's more expensive.
Usually more expensive.
When you fill up the plane, then the seats go up in price. It's like, really, $2,200?
JetBlue shames them all. They all drop their prices.
Good for them.
JetBlue.
Thank you for doing the right
Fly
thing.
JetBlue.
And shaming everybody else.
Shame you.
We're enjoying the whole shaming thing today.
We aren't we?
Yeah.
Should we not enjoy it so much?
No, I totally enjoy it.
Okay.
I'm completely
The
comfortable
other thing I
enjoying it.
saw yesterday that we cannot show you because it's copywritten, which I thought was really interesting, because we're going to talk about Richard Branson, and he hung out during this on his island in his wine cellar.
No, this is the billionaire, of course.
He wrote
does
it out.
Virgin Airlines.
Right. But
has
anyway,
that insanely big empire.
the point being is that a Category 5, anyway, may I show you? And I'm not
are we whiteboarding this?
I'm just not kidding around about this, but I just want to show you what I saw, and I was amazed at what I saw. Okay, so.
Yes.
Okay,
The
so.
whiteboard. This is very
serious. This is not all goofy.
Oh, I know.
I know it looks goofy, and that's fine. All right, so I need my glasses. So here's your house, really nice, Category 1, 75 mile an hour winds or trees bent over. Category 2, 97 miles an hour, and basically windows can be pushed in, they're starting to rattle, siding starts to strip off your house. Number 3 is 112, Category 3, windows will blow out, doors can crush in. And terrible things will happen. You see a shingle start to go, and the siding. Number 4 is 150 miles per hour. The roof leaves. It just leaves. Your house now structure is starting to fold. Category number 5.
Lift it. There you go.
That's your house.
Wow.
That's your house. The whole thing folds in on itself and goes away. And I was amazed. The video is unbelievable. And it's just like, it looks like, this is what they said. It's like being in a tornado for 4 hours.
That's
the wind speed of a tornado for 4 to 5 hours.
I did some reporting, and they always send you out on the beach when I lived in Virginia on the coast, and those were for hurricanes that were nowhere near this size. And I still remember how terrifying that was. And to have to sit there for hours upon hours while this is happening. But it did crack me up that Richard Branson. Do we have those pictures, by the way?
We're going to get to that, aren't we?
Richard Branson has his.
Yeah, right.
He said, "I'm going to ride out this storm. I'm not afraid." And so he wrote it out in his wine cellar.
So he has an island he bought for $180,000 in the Virgin Islands. And he had it for 20 years. He's built it up. He has guests there, things like that. You can actually rent and go to it and stay at some of the houses.
Bunk beds. It's like a little sleepover.
So he had some people, I guess, employees and stuff like that. He's done this 4 times. Well,
he wrote out
over 20 years. He built the house. He has a concrete wine cellar underneath. The house has been constructed with hurricane shades and all this stuff to protect the house. So he feels pretty safe. And the funny thing he was talking about, evidently there's a bunch of birds, and they put the birds in crates and put them in a safe place. Evidently there are tortoises on the house. I guess that roamed the island or something. They gathered them up, and they put them in there, and they all clustered together.
Wow, that's not a good warning.
That's the storm approach.
Like that's basically the tortoise signal for we are also screwed. I don't know if you know that, but yeah. Anyway, so we'll just keep you going, and everything they're saying now is this going to make landfall on Monday.
Gusts over 200 miles an hour right now. At 5.
I want you to picture this: Miami-Dade and like those counties are under mandatory evacuation. Imagine evacuating something the size of Miami.
I'd already be gone, and you only can go one direction.
But how,
it's not like you can
but
go...
just the logistics of evacuating a massive U.S. city like that is just unimaginable.
Why would you wait?
Well, especially people who said, I've been through a million of these, I'm just going to hunker down.
Yeah, you'll hunker down.
You know what, I get it, but don't hunker. Get up and scamper. Scamper now.
I know everyone here is like worried about everybody down there. Cell service is going to be trashed. And so people are going to need contacts to figure out where people are, where they went to. And they're working with the elderly now. They're working with special needs people. And it's just... they're on it as much as they can, and it's heartbreaking to watch.
It's it's actually a really good reminder though to review all of our emergency plans too. Like who do you call for out of state so that someone knows that you're alive? Who's your out of state contact? Who are these different people?
Right.
How do you get your kids if they're at school and you're at work? So it's a big deal. I've talked about this a lot. This is a good time to review.
Just scare the boogers out of you.
Well, maybe I think sometimes people need that though. I think I do. I work better if I'm aware like there's imminent threat. I'm like, okay, I'm paying attention.
I don't have any boogers left. My boogers have been scared out of me in my entire life. I'm done. Done with a booger thing.
All right, on that enlightening note, I think it's time for us to go to
That's a scientific word, by the way.
In the Gephardt Daily Newsroom. My apologies. Daisy is brought to you by Fink & McGregor Mortgages Made Simple. Just go to fink-mcgregor.com. They've got like a 4-minute quiz there. It'll tell you all your mortgage options. Also, executive transportation. Our friend March and his beautiful fleet of cars will take you anywhere along the Wasatch Road. Actually, across the country, he's done that. You can book your ride at executiveutah.com. And Black Diamond Experts. This is electric, plumbing, heating, and air. You'll be glad you called an expert. BlackDiamondExpert.com. Daisy, my dearest, good morning. What is going on?
Making headlines Thursday, September the 7th on GephardtDaily.com. It was another restless night for residents of Weber County, where 119 homes remained under mandatory evacuation due to the wildfire burning near the mouth of Weber Canyon. The Uinta fire broke out Tuesday morning, destroying 3 homes and threatening thousands of others. Over 600 acres have burned so far, and the fire is about 70% contained. Firefighters hope to have everyone back in their homes Thursday. 6 students and the driver aboard a Juab County school bus were injured Wednesday when their bus was hit by a pickup truck pulling a camper trailer. The accident happened about 3:15 p.m. on State Route 28 outside Laverne. The bus driver received injuries to his head and face and was ultimately flown to Utah Valley Hospital in serious condition. One of the children aboard the bus suffered a broken arm. The students were from Red Cliffs Elementary and Juab Junior High. And you want a bit of good news? Utah is considering putting an end to the state's fuel tax. The downside, at least for those with long commutes, is a new plan will likely charge residents an annual road use fee based on how many miles they drive. UDOT says it wants to start a pilot project to test such a program. And if you do drive a lot, don't worry quite yet. UDOT says it would be years before such a plan could be implemented. And time now for the Wasatch Front forecast, where we'll see temperatures in the mid to low 90s for the next few days. There's a chance of thunderstorms Friday, especially in the afternoon. Lows will be in the upper 60s and lower 70s. That's it for now. More local headlines 24/7. Go to GephardtDaily.com. And for now, Todd and Erin, passing it back to you.
Thank you, Daisy. And your hair is rather magnificent, large, and blonde today. She's really got that whole white snake video hair going today. Did you notice that? No, don't you remember the white snake videos? And they always had that girl and she was flipping her hair and she had this big hair and she was rolling around on the hoods of cars. Daisy's got like the white snake hair today. All right, never mind. Let's move on. Black Diamond Experts. Now, here's the deal. The reason why they call them experts is for a couple of really good reasons. Number one, they know everything that's involved in your house, unless you like have some sort of tragic brick cave and then it's somebody else. But everything else like electric, plumbing, heating, air, this is what they do. So they're good at 24-hour calls, meaning that if you have an emergency, they come over, they're like, no problem, we can get this fixed, don't freak out, it's all good. You just go to blackdiamondexpert.com, they're there for you. Now, if you actually have a job you want to like kind of plan out and maybe budget and see what you can do, they come to the house, they're licensed, bonded, and insured, and they'll go through the situation with you, take a look, and they'll give you a bid. Now, when you take the bid and they finish the job and it's done nicely and to everybody's satisfaction, they will hand you a bill appeal, which will be exactly what the bid was. See, this is the thing that I hate more than anything on this planet, where there's always these little sneaky fees thrown in, and it's everywhere in the world, from airline tickets to your mortgage, but everyone always adds in that little extra, oh, didn't I tell you about this fee or that fee? They don't do that to you. It's like they tell you what it's going to be, and that's what you pay. And I really like that stance. I mean, it makes me feel like they actually respect me as a human being, and they understand that this is the right thing to do. So blackdiamondexpert.com, take a look. These are the guys who will look out for you.
You know, I think as part of being an adult, and you can tell me what that's like at some point, try to take care of ourselves. Try to take care of ourselves. Try to improve get some exercise, perhaps eat some roughage, and you know, cut down on our cholesterol.
I do miss your salads, your Rebel salads.
Yes.
Todd used to make these massive salads that had all kinds of different stuff thrown in. That's why we called them Rebel salads. You should start making those again.
Now it's just Hot Pockets. 24/7.
You need to start doing them. Okay. Well, Becky Garfinkel actually understands this.
She needed roughage.
She's from California. She went to Target and she bought all these nice little pre-mixed salads. I really like those. They're convenient. You whip off the top, pour in some dressing.
Next thing you know, you're healthy.
So she's sitting there and she's about ready to take a nice big bite. And she sees something amongst the leaves. Now, it's not the sliced onions or the mushrooms. It's about the size of a quarter.
It's kind of like Where's Waldo?
And then she immediately started screaming and ran to the bathroom so she could throw up the salad she had already eaten.
Let's just take a look right now. See if you can find it.
Yeah. Can you find what was sitting in Becky's salad?
It's shiny, just like the lettuce. Wait a minute.
It's a frog.
It's a frog in the center.
While she's busy herking up, everything but her toenails, her husband calls in, honey, the frog's still alive.
Right.
So the frog was spending some time in the salad.
Listen to the husband, though. What a hero. He went in, he wiped the salad dressing off the frog.
He rinsed the salad dressing off the amphibian and then resuscitated it by rubbing its little tummy. Upon inspecting the little salad dweller, they decided, this is actually a very cute little frog. So after they did send their complaints to Target and the Greens Company, which is Taylor Farms, they decided they're going to keep the frog and name it Lucky. Which I guess
because he wasn't eaten.
Somewhat appropriate. So Lucky now spends his days in a nice terrarium in Garfinkel's office.
That's so nice.
With plenty of crickets. And Taylor Farm said, well, we are investigating the incident so that there won't be any other amphibian-based surprises.
It happens.
Really?
And when I worked in Denver, I worked for a tropical plant. This is the people who put plants in offices and stuff. And so they would come up with a U-Haul, a medium-sized truck, and it would be stacked full of these big tropical plants from the south, like Florida and stuff like that.
Isn't that where you get the spiders?
Well, it's the weirdest thing. You would open the door to the truck and lizards would run out.
See, I wouldn't even mind a lizard. I would just draw the line at a spider.
Before we opened the door, we shut all the doors to the garage because we had a cage for them. We had a terrarium, and they're all green lizards.
You've got to be kidding me.
No,
really?
We had like a dozen.
You've never told me this story before.
And there's snails this big. It was like tropical.
Those are at least plants. That's not something you're putting in your mouth. That's.
And like when you open the door to the trailer, it's almost like a jungle noises.
I had no idea.
Yeah, sorry. I don't know where that came from.
Well, I have great respect for her for keeping the frog, but it's. Okay, That's okay. I'm there. Time for the big thank you. We just wanted to let you know how much we appreciate you guys for everything you've done, how you've stuck with the morning stream, and how we're way past 1.5 million views now. I know. When we close in on 2 million, we've got to do a party. There has to be a party.
You would think we could go to Christopher's.
No, we're not allowed. But however, we can send you.
Oh.
And it's absolutely exquisite. I mean, if you have never been there, then you're going to die. If you have been there, you're already putting in your comment because you want to go back because it is the most exquisite food on the planet.
Oh.
And then, of course, we also have lovely limo service from Executive Transportation.
Right.
So you get your 3 favorite people. You're all driven there. You don't have to worry about parking. You have a wonderful night. You were driven back home, and all of it is taken care of for you as the big thank you. So if you'd like to enter, this is the perfect time to do it. Just make a mark down now. Make a quick comment on the show today. Hi, how are you? You guys stink. Anything you want, and you've entered. Now you can do that on the
stink thing. You won't win.
You can do that on the Todd and Erin Facebook
At
page.
Random.
You can do it on the Get Part Daily Facebook page or the Get Part Approved Facebook page. So thank you so much.
Coming up next, you and Daisy are going to give us some information.
Epic weekend stuff.
Epic weekend stuff, and that's coming up next.
Todd and Erin's Morning Stream, brought to you by Black Diamond Experts. Electric, plumbing, heating, and air conditioning. You'll be glad you called an expert. Fink and McGregor, mortgages made simple. Make sure you go to fink-mcgregor.com and try out their 4-minute mortgage program. It's incredibly easy to find out whether you qualify.
The Todd and Erin morning stream is actually available anytime at gephardaily.com. Just click on the Todd and Erin page.
You're supposed to be going to that commercial, kids. Okay. How are you?
Good morning. It's Thursday.
I don't know if you heard this, but we were complimenting you on your magnificent hair today because when you had your headphones on, it was like a big flow of hair in the back.
Tony Katane style.
You totally did. You had that whole White Snake video thing going. And Todd didn't even remember what I was talking about.
Oh, no. It's an infamous video.
Right?
She's wearing like a gauzy kind of
Diaphanous. We learned that word yesterday on the show.
We learned the word diaphanous.
And you have the big crazy hair, like you bent down and flipped it back up, and it's like, you just took a fashion shot and the hair's streaming behind you.
Uh-huh.
It
And then
really cool.
after the show, I'm going to have you pull your truck next to mine, and I'm going to sort of do like front flips and things from one to the other and ride about on the front. What's it called? The hood. Yeah. And we will get video of
Oh
this.
God, I would pay money for that. I'm not joking. I would give you my car just to
But
see
I'd
that.
be like, start the video, and you start, and you just hear like this crack of me falling like head first onto the floor.
Well, that one would be interesting to watch too. So either or.
It could go so wrong.
Yeah, it usually does with us, doesn't it? I know. Now you had some epic stuff. I had forgotten this is the weekend, the big weekend.
Just when you think there's going to be a lull, right? You
Never.
know, it's like, it's that September, you'd think everyone's back to school, nothing's going on. There's so
Life
much.
is over.
Oh, so much good stuff. And you know, the absolute best thing that starts today, and I know you love this place, because they have
funnel cakes.
funnel.
Duh.
I always want to call them waffle cones. That's not the same
Not
thing.
the same thing. Waffle cone is the one that's like a little waffle cookie, and then they roll it into a cone shape, and you put the ice cream in it. Funnel cakes are the
Whereas
one.
a funnel cake is
Yeah, size of your head. Yeah, exactly. Size of a toilet lid, as a matter of fact. It's pretty classic.
Oh my gosh.
But it's delicious.
So, yes, Utah State Fair
This is so cool.
starts today.
They did a boatload of remodeling too, so it's easier to park and all
Yeah.
this good stuff.
Yeah, and Utah State Fair is like one of Jay and I's favorite things to do.
What do you have to do there?
Bunnies.
I had no idea about you and the bunnies.
I mean, I don't have to do.
You have to go witness the bunnies.
Yes.
You have to visit bunnies.
Love the bunnies. So
I did not know.
the only thing I'm a bit sad about is I've noticed every time you go, the bunny enclosure gets like smaller and smaller. So the first time we went, it was like a bunny like field of paradise, and then we went last year and there's like 4 like bunnies with like flies buzzing around.
That is the saddest thing ever. Todd's daughter Katie is madly in love with farm animals, and so we literally have to frisk her if we go through the agricultural buildings just to guarantee she didn't try to
Really?
smuggle out a piglet. I mean, because she gets this high-pitched squeal going that's recognizable only to bees, and she's like caressing all the like baby animals.
Piglets though.
Piglets are adorable.
What's your opinion of goats?
They're not the sexiest of the animal kingdom. You know, they're not the ones that you first go to, but they have their own endearing traits.
Yeah.
The sharp hooves.
Yes,
And the weird
that's
satanic
true.
eyes.
Yes, so maybe you do that last.
Yeah, and they also hit really hard if they're trying to ram into you. I don't know if you've ever been rammed into by a goat.
No.
Yeah, they usually wait till your back is turned, and then they charge at you full speed and hit you just above the knee so that you fold like a card table.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
That's where you learn about the sharp hooves. That was my Uncle Bob's farm.
Yeah.
I learned a lot about that.
So the State Fair, everyone knows where it is. It starts today and it goes through Monday. And it's like 10, it is basically 10 till 10
It seems
every
like it should
day.
be longer, doesn't it?
Yeah, I actually thought that it was like 10 days.
I thought so too.
So maybe that's just the end of, maybe it goes longer than Monday. I don't know.
No. We'll have to double check because that does seem kind of short.
Yeah, but you know, okay, so a few really cool things are going on there. I don't know whether you guys watch America's Got Talent.
Sometimes.
Do you remember that kind of clown stroke daredevil called Bello Knock that was on this season? And he has like a red hair going up, kind of like that. He's going to, I was just reading about him. I guess he's a circus veteran and has been with Ringling Brothers for years and is an amazing, he gets shot out of cannons and that kind of thing.
Well, that's really your cred right there. Once you've been shot out of a cannon, who's going to argue. It's like, now you're cool.
Yeah, no, you're cool.
Yeah.
And there's a circus, and it's 3 times a day at the state fair, and then
cool.
admission to that is included with your ticket.
Oh, fun. I
which
think
is
it takes
cool.
away to that.
Yeah. And then the other thing that I had to circle this. Listen to this description. Professional lumberjacks perform log rolling, tree climbing, axe throwing, chainsaw carving, and more. I mean, this is the best sentence in the world, but my favorite part about this sentence is professional lumberjacks.
Not just your average, or everyday lumberjacks.
Part-time metrosexual lumberjacks.
Yeah, exactly.
These are like 24/7.
These are the authentic bearded, flanneled lumberjacks.
And that's what gives them the license to roll logs, climb trees, throw axes. I don't know whether I want to watch this, though, because would you be like, oh, log, axe, chainsaw.
They're really good with the axes, though. You'd be surprised. They're surprisingly accurate. You just have to make sure you don't piss one of the professional lumberjacks off, because they are surprisingly accurate.
What are they throwing them at? Girls?
No.
Trees?
Oh, good Lord, no. No, trees.
Oh, trees. Okay.
Not the girls.
Like
that would really
nice.
suck. That's like a courting thing up in Oregon, and that's a whole other situation.
You're like, okay, I know.
I
know that you guys have something going. I'll just back away from the axe and the girl. So that is going to be amazing, isn't it? Oh.
I'm going to have to go see the lumberjacks, the professional lumberjacks now. I love that. No amateur lumberjacks.
No way, man. None of you are just weekend lumberjacks. Super exciting.
Why do you always devolve me into this mess every time we talk? It's like any semblance of professionalism is gone. And
Out the window.
All right, now, so what's the other thing? Are you going to be singing this weekend?
No, but I'm going to highly encourage Jay to do this.
Okay.
So this is tonight, and then I don't know if it's every Thursday, but it's also next Thursday.
Okay.
At Club 90, which I have not been to.
Just at 5:15.
Yeah, in Sandy. And it's live band karaoke.
Oh, wow.
So you do your normal karaoke, but the description says that the live band knows over 1,000 songs.
Wow, that's
Isn't that
impressive.
amazing?
I think that's really cool.
They must have them on like little tablets or something,
but nonetheless, the fact that they can pull that off, that's incredible.
Yeah, and that's going to make you feel like a rock star, isn't it?
Is
Like
it?
you
Yeah,
go
no
and you
cheesy
actually
backing
have a
track.
band, and you
Yeah.
can be like, doing air guitar with them.
That's cool.
What would you sing if you were going to do it?
Oh, my go-to karaoke song is always Adam Ant, Strip. Always.
Do you do the white
Yeah,
nose
sadly,
thing?
no, but I do the dance thing he does. And sadly, we have probably pretty much the same range. So, yeah.
Adam Ant, that's
I know,
amazing.
I love Adam Ant.
And would Todd do that with you, or would he do a separate
No.
song?
He won't perform. He's not one of those.
I'm with Todd, because the thing that happens when Jay does karaoke is the bar comes to like a grinding halt. Seriously.
He has that lovely clear voice. I can imagine him being a great singer.
Oh my gosh, he's a great singer. And so I just don't. The only time I'll do it is if I can do it like with him, and I'm
just
not
gonna
actually
sing a little
singing. I
lower,
just flip my Tawny Katane hair.
See, and everyone's like, she's got great hair.
It's all good.
That's what they
so
remember.
Tonight at 9. So you
fun.
can even go home. Put the kids to bed, get a babysitter.
Put your white adamant stripes on your face.
do your adamant stripe, and
the millennials have no idea what I'm talking about right now, right?
Adam Ant. Is that
Look him up. He's epic. You'll really enjoy
he's
him.
amazing.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Super
So
cool.
that's really perfect. I like that. Okay. If you're doing some sort of pretense at intellectualism, which is awesome, the Utah Museum of Contemporary Art. This is down in West Temple. This is free. You learn the sculptural calligraphy. It's 3D calligraphy. It's really cool. So you take your kids, and it's this amazing family thing. You can explore the physical shape of your name. You build a 3D calligraphic structure with all these curled paper towels. It's really cool.
That sounds amazing.
I mean, it's really creative. And the nice thing about this is suitable between toddlers, tweens, late teens, and any one of them. They've got kind of the project for them.
Would
So it's
Zoe
really
like
exciting.
that? Are you gonna
Yeah,
take
Zaki
her?
and Zoe would both love that. So that's going to be fun.
That sounds amazing.
3D calligraphy.
Yeah.
Also, I had never heard of this before, and this is huge. The Get Into the River Festival. This is Thursday through Sunday. It's the Jordan River, and they're basically trying to go, did you know we have this fantastic, gigantic butt river all the way up and down the Wasatch Front.
Right.
So every different city and county, I mean, there's 3 different counties that will all talk about the festival, and they have different things like paddling, canoeing, and kayaking, free fishing, bike rides, nature walks. They do movies by the river.
No way, that's
Isn't that
super
nice?
cool. And is that ongoing? Or?
Yeah, so it's
Okay.
over these next few days. They do all kinds of cool crafts, educational activities, and one thing I really liked is they also do volunteer community cleanups. So you can go along a stretch and pick up all the stuff out of the river that is always depressing when you see it, when you're going, look, it's nature, and then you see Dixie cups.
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool.
That is cool. That's really cool. I would like to get involved with that.
I know, right?
Actually. Yeah.
So you don't even have to. So like I said, it's all free, and you can just find whatever county or city you're in, and it'll be there. Mm-hmm. I like that.
And isn't that cool to sort of start to give your kids or just for yourself a sense of community and kind of
an appreciation, because it's true.
Yeah.
It really is amazing how big the river is, and I have never really thought about it. But something that expands through 3 counties in a desert state, we should be more excited about.
Yeah, and good to start volunteering.
Exactly.
Like
Good point. Oh, this is one for us. Urban Flea Market. This is down on Main Street.
Yes.
It's back.
Okay, my sister-in-law loves this.
All right, this is going to be a lot of fun. If you've never done this is worth driving down like from Clearfield or up from Lehigh, because it's down in Salt Lake City. But number one, you can also bring your stuff. You have to sign up and register. But the Urban Flea Market has everything. They have amazing food trucks, and they have all kinds of different artisans and stuff. But it's average families like ours who are selling our 6,000 CD collection and stuff like that.
Right.
And even after moving, we still have boxes of crap. And I can't figure out where we moved it. It's like,
but you can find some great things there if
Exactly.
it's that kind of thing. If families getting
right?
rid of stuff.
You and Jay have anything to get rid of? Anything cool?
Yeah,
we can set up our own little stall.
Oh, we have plenty. Yeah, and our house is tiny, so it's like you can always get rid of more stuff.
Always. All right,
And
Sunday.
where is it?
It's Sunday. It's at 6 South and Main Street, just right there in that great big gigantic parking lot. Obviously, it's free. You just go in, take a look around, and amazing stuff. I found old movie posters there before. There was one from the 40s. It was for Reefer Madness. Remember Reefer Madness?
Oh my god!
And it's got the crazy-eyed guys on it, and they had it framed, and I got it for something stupid like $25.
Yeah, because they're like decorating in a different way.
I mean, it was so cool, and like all this beautiful silverware from somebody's like mom's like wedding china cabinet. I mean, really pretty stuff.
Oh, I totally want to go to that. That'd be fun.
Yeah, so this is going to be a busy weekend for all of us.
Another busy weekend.
And we thought it was all over now that it was fall.
Yeah. And pumpkin spice lattes are in Starbucks.
Oh man!
You know what I had yesterday? Just real quick.
Yes.
I know you love chais. A pumpkin spice chai.
No way.
It was really good.
Really? I'm going to have to try that. Later on, and by the way, we're going to get a panel of you to do this with us. We're going to get all of the pumpkin spice crap from the entire spectrum of the food, from the Starbucks to like the pumpkin spice Oreos to everything we can find. We're going to do a taste test and see what's delightful and what is
just
unnatural.
Horrific.
Pretty much. There's a lot of those too.
Oh, that's fun. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, nutmeg's not supposed to be in everything. I don't know if you know that. But everyone tries. All right. Thank you for the big hair and all the weekend stuff. All right. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
We're brought to you this morning by Executive Transportation. Elegant service, professional style. Go to executiveutah.com. And All Utah Plumbing. Your home deserves the best. 24-hour emergency service at allutahplumbing.com. Did you know you can catch the Todd and Erin morning stream any time of the day or night on Facebook, YouTube, and SoundCloud, and GephardtDaily.com.
Did you know you can buy a house with a 600 credit score?
Really?
We have lenders, we have programs, stuff that's come up in the last couple years. 600.
Wouldn't you have to have like 50% down or something though?
Nope. 3.5%.
Where would you start the process on this?
Well, Fink and McGregor has a website, 4minutemortgage.com. Just go there, fill it out, up and running.
How long until you get back to us?
1 business day. Whole thing takes about a month, start to finish.
Where do you get the down though if you're broke?
It can be a gift from family, relative, significant other, even your work.
Gift, huh?
Yeah.
You know what that makes me wish?
What?
Makes me wish I had friends with money.
All right.
All right, welcome back to the Todd and Erin morning stream here on GephartDaily.com.
Cannot continue.
Why?
Hold this here.
Tell me something good is up.
Okay, I can read it from back here now. Tell me something good.
It always starts with something awful, and then brace yourself because it gets better. But this is really rough.
I've lost my glasses.
There was a woman who was spotted on Saturday afternoon. She was crawling across a section of beams in the New York subway section. It's Broadway and Lafayette. If you've ever been there, the beams are like a 20-foot drop to the subway floor.
Right.
And then, of course, you've got the live wires and everything else.
The third rail.
Yeah, and it's really scary. So this teenager, 18 years old, was just walking along and he saw it and he looked around and he was asking people, this can't be. And people were, it's New York City, a lot of people just kind of walked by or they're like, oh, you should call like the subway. So he was really worried about it. So he got up there and he started crawling across the beam.
Right.
And people underneath now are stopping to watch this. And he's like really trying to be careful. He's looking down, getting a little vertigo, finally sits down next to her, puts his arm around her shoulder and starts talking to her. So people underneath are like really like getting emotional and they're snapping pictures of this and listening to them talk. And he stayed with her. This 18-year-old stayed with her until the emergency personnel arrived, cleared the area. And when they tried to go up after her, she freaked. And so Michael, 18 years old, and he's got this kind of possession. He goes, just stay with us for a minute. We'll come down in a second.
Right.
And he stayed and talked to her. But can you show the picture again? Because it makes me weep just looking at it. Because this sweet kid.
Oh my gosh.
Look at him. He's like this sweet little kid. And he's crawled out on these beams and risking his own life. And you see him, how kind he looks. And he said, he says, I couldn't walk past it. He said, and I knew she would be okay if someone just listened to her.
And look at the mosaic in the back with the white tile where
the long arms.
Where the heart is.
That was
right
beautiful. There. Oh man.
Right?
Oh man, I didn't even see that.
Uh-huh.
So it was a good ending. She's getting treatment, but this 18-year-old kid, everybody else is walking by, and he's the one who goes up and crawls out on the girder for her.
That's wow.
So good. That makes me feel better about this day. Much better. All right, let's go to Daisy. She's in the Gephardt Daily Newsroom. She is brought to you by Fink and McGregor. Fink-McGregor.com. If you go there, you will find out why they make mortgages made simple, because they have a zillion of them, and there's a lot of different options you probably don't know about. Just go to Fink-McGregor.com. Also, Executive Transportation, our friend March with his beautiful fleet of Escalades. He does everything from Sundance to cross-country trips, and you can book your ride simply by going to ExecutiveUtah.com. And All Utah Plumbing, Heating, and Air. By the way, when you're looking for an emergency and someone to help you, you're not looking for the emergency, you're looking for someone to help you. 24 hours a day, you can reach them at allutahplumbing.com. Daisy, my dear, what is going on today?
Look at national and world news headlines Thursday, September 7th on GephartDaily.com. One of the fiercest hurricanes in history continues to make its way towards the U.S. mainland. Hurricane Irma has killed 9 and caused catastrophic damage as it churned through Barbuda, St. Martin, and the British Virgin Islands. The Category 5 hurricane is packing winds of 180 miles an hour and could hit Florida as early as this weekend. GOP leaders are biting their hands after their main man Donald Trump bucked his own party and sided with Democrats Wednesday to ensure passage of disaster relief funding as well as a 3-month hike in the federal debt ceiling. The president shocked the GOP leadership with his decision to back the Nancy Pelosi-sponsored plan. Congressional Republicans wanted an 18-month deal on raising the debt ceiling, so the ultimate vote would come after next year's midterm elections. And finally, former Charles Manson follower Leslie Van Houten has been granted parole in California. Van Houten was the youngest of Manson's followers when she took part in the brutal stabbing deaths of LA couple Lino and Rosemary LaBianca just after the Sharon Tate murders back in 1969. Governor Jerry Brown now has 120 days to affirm or reverse the decision. That's it for now. For more headlines from across the country and around the world, go to GephartDaily.com.
Hey, Coy.
Hey, John.
Hey, what time is it, man?
It's time to be proactive.
Proactive? What are we going to be proactive
about? Furnace. It's almost heating time.
Furnaces. It is almost heating time.
We've got filters to look at, see how the components are working.
That's right. Yep, we got to check those things out.
So when we go in and look, we like to see the heat exchanger. Do an inspection on the heat exchanger because that's where all the bad gases are.
How do you actually do that? I mean, is there a couple ways to look at it?
We have a mirror. I use a mirror and also a camera. If we can get in the top and look down below at it, that's what I like to do as well. And then you pull the blower and look up from the bottom and look up, just to make sure that we don't have any cracks.
I have actually seen him crawl into the furnace, which then I was like, so I got to do that? But yep. And we're both heat exchanger certified, so therefore there's the same thing. They taught us the same thing after he was talking to me. I'm like, holy cow, we get all dusty. But that really checks for the cracks.
Right, just the integrity of the heat exchanger. If there's a lot of rust in there, possible cracks, we can address those at that time.
Now, what if it's cracked? What's going on? What does that mean?
That means once a heat exchanger heats up, that crack can actually open up larger and allow the gases that are inside that heat exchanger, the CO, to actually leak out.
Ah, because the gases are going in to the chamber, and it's supposed to stay in that chamber till it goes out the exhaust, out the roof, or if it's a 90%er, it goes out that white PVC pipe. And so what that enters, that's carbon monoxide.
And that'll
that
actually
could
enter the home.
potentially be entering the home.
Right. And signs of carbon monoxide poisoning is it's like the flu. It's like you have the flu. You're kind of tired. You don't feel real great.
So is that what's going on every morning you're coming to work or something?
Exactly, yes.
So we need to put a furnace in your home. That's great.
Right.
I'm just messing with you. But yeah, that is something. You get tired, don't you?
Right, you do get tired.
So really, what we're saying is it's that time of the year to go ahead and be proactive.
Proactive, let's get it going before it starts firing off, you know, before we start using the heat.
And then call us because you want the pros like Coy and myself. But you want us to come out and really check this thing out, give it that safety okay for the year. It's gonna run better. In most cases, this system, once we do this tune-up that they keep calling all over, that's a tune-up.
The tune-up.
At any rate, I like it as a safety check. At any rate, this tune-up, due to it running so much better, it pays for what it costs to get it done for the year.
Right, and usually we can actually find things before they actually break, doing the amp test and what have you. So before it's 2 weeks before Christmas, and you've already spent all your money on Christmas.
And 2 o'clock in the morning,
Exactly.
2 o'clock in the morning.
You can actually find the problem and get it fixed before it actually becomes a problem.
Right, so when you're ready, give us a call. It's all Utah Plumbing, Heating and Air, 801-652-4755, or allutahplumbing.com.
All right, Erin, for this next story, I think we need to role play. You ready? You are an armed robber. Let me see your pose for armed robber.
This is a stick up. Oh, they don't even say that anymore.
Here, it is.
Give me all the money in the check.
This is an armed robbery.
Give me all your debit cards.
I have a gun.
Okay.
I'll be playing the part of the innocent, slightly naive bank teller.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait, that's the wrong kind of role playing. This actually happened in Woodlawn, Maryland. And these two guys who were bank robbers. Oh, no. These two guys who were bank robbers, not bank robbers, armed robbers, they said, we're going to take this bar down. So they went
It's
around.
Friday night. There's going to be a boatload of money. We're taking it all.
Monaghan's Pub. There you go, Monaghan's.
Hi, Monaghan's.
Come in and have a nice pub. And so they busted into the place, guns ablazing. They didn't shoot, but they had them out.
Waving.
Yeah.
Waving dangerously.
There was a party going on. Retirement party.
Oh, so that's easy. You're taking down some of the older folks.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all cops.
So it's like the movies where there's silence and then you heard nothing but click, 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 and everyone else is pulling out their gun too.
Yeah, they had more
Good.
guns than the other guys did.
Yeah, I'm betting they did.
So the armed guy said, you don't move. You don't say that to
And the officers
cops.
went, that's so cute.
Retired cops. And they're all armed. And so they caught him in the parking lot and evidently are under investigation because they evidently didn't like having a gun pointed at him.
Can you imagine? That
But
seems so
They
unreasonable.
didn't shoot him. They just fell on him many times.
Well, arrest.
All right, so there you go. So
That is like
bad
the worst.
choice.
That was the worst possible choice you could have made. Perhaps some forethought next time, like
Bad choice.
who would be in there.
Right. All right.
Yeah. Okay, coming up next, this is really interesting. We've all seen the Weaver Fire. We're all freaking out. There's been wildfires all across the West.
Right.
You and I can talk about it all day long, but we all know that we know nothing. So we thought maybe we could get an actual expert who's in the middle
We did.
of all
I'm going
of
to go
this.
get him.
So he'll be coming up next. Stay with us.
We're brought to you this morning by Executive Transportation. Elegant service, professional style. Go to executiveutah.com. And all Utah Plumbing. Your home deserves the best. 24-hour emergency service at allutahplumbing.com. Did you know you can catch the Todd and Erin morning stream any time of the day or night on Facebook, YouTube, and SoundCloud, and GephardtDaily.com.
Did you know you can buy a house with a 600 credit score?
Really?
We have lenders, we have programs, stuff that's come up in the last couple years. 600.
Wouldn't you have to have like 50% down or something though?
Nope. 3.5%.
Where would you start the process on this?
Well, Fink and McGregor has a website, 4minutemortgage.com. Just go there, fill it out, up and running.
How long until you get back to us?
1 business day. Whole thing takes about a month, start to finish.
Where do you get the down though if you're broke?
It can be a gift from family, relative, significant other, even your work.
Gift, huh?
Yeah.
You know what that makes me wish?
What?
Makes me wish I had friends with money.
Okay, we're back from the Todd and Erin morning stream, and we've got David Whitkind here. Now, this is some pressure.
Sir.
You're a forest supervisor. You have to supervise all the forest. That seems like a lot of pressure.
Wasatch cache, yes.
All right.
Wow. Okay,
So let's get this over with right up front. We got fires.
this is a mess.
Yes.
Now, from years past, how are we doing fire-wise? Is this better year or worse year?
In the state of Utah, we're having a pretty good, we're having fewer fires in
Okay.
the state of Utah.
All right.
But throughout the West, it's a bad year.
So let's talk locally. Let's talk Weber Canyon. Weber Canyon went up 70% contained at this point, which is great.
It is. That's fantastic.
So what kind of fire was that? Was it just shrubs or trees? Because a lot of people don't go up there.
More in grasses and shrubs, fairly fine fuels, and it moved very, very quickly.
It did.
Now, the question I guess I've got is, what is the most frustrating thing? What is the biggest roadblock you guys see? Is it drones? Is it people trying to get back to their houses? Is it just people parking on the side of the road and staring at things? What really inhibits your ability to get things taken care of?
It really depends on the fire and where it's located. If it's out in the mountains, then we usually don't have a lot of issues. We'll on the forest do closures, area closures, and a lot of folks don't go into those areas. Fires more on the front. We've had issues with drones. People trying to get a look at the fire, and when a drone shows up, all air ops cease.
That's got to be so frustrating for you, because it's like, really, dude, you and your little amateur drone and your massive firefighting scale is...
Yeah, if they fly, we can't.
Because they'll go into a plane engine, and then hence the bad things happen.
Really bad things.
That would stink.
So basically, how did you fight the fire? Did you use aerial stuff for the fire?
For the Weber Canyon fire, and that's a state fire, so that was managed by the state of Utah.
Okay.
A lot of aerial resources on that one. They can be very effective in light fuels, and so you can use air tankers to put down retardant, and that'll really be, that does well slowing a fire down.
Okay, now I was watching that footage, and there was, God bless him, there was this guy out there in his big old Bermuda shorts, and he was like spraying
with a garden hose.
The embers with his hose.
Yeah.
Does it actually help though? Like people trying to spray and wet stuff down around their house? Does that do anything? Or?
Well, if everybody who had a house in that area turned on their hose to spray it down, you lose water pressure, and you just have less water in that area.
Yeah, okay.
The most important thing you can do is make sure that fuels are removed from around your house. If you have a wood pile,
upper benches,
don't stack it next to your house. Yeah. And you certainly don't want trees overhanging the roof. The kind of shingles that you put on, if you use cedar shake shingles, those are just little flammable sticks on
they're
there.
just
clean your gutters.
Clean your gutters. Good
gutters.
call. Good call. I think one of my favorite things is, and this is the upper avenues, is you'll see a really nice house, really fancy house, and it's got mountain oaks all the way around it. I mean, feet away. And the thing is, you know that they went in, excavated and stuff, and left the trees there because they take forever to grow.
Yeah.
And these the big mature oaks that are there, and they just kind of slip their house in there, and they're just begging for it.
oak are really flammable.
Right.
They burn quickly, they burn hot, and if those things are right next to a house, it's a dangerous situation.
Your history. Your history.
Now, what about airdrops? They always look really cool to me and like dramatic and like, wow, look, everything's getting sprayed everywhere. How effective are they?
Again, in light fuels, grasses and shrubs, they're very effective. When you're in heavy timber, they are not all that effective.
It just doesn't get through the tree coverage.
But I've seen them where they've used them on houses and in emergency situations.
Yeah.
And they can help protect a house in that.
Really?
But they're most effective when we actually have people on the ground to follow up. If you put retardant down, then you need to have firefighters right there behind the retardant who can get in, dig the line, and keep the fire from going.
Now, you're talking about state fires and stuff. Most of your stuff is the federal, like the cash force.
Yeah, the UNO Wasatch cash. But our firefighters throughout the state, so we've got local firefighters, state firefighters, federal firefighters.
Right.
We use closest available resources.
Right.
So if the closest engine to one of our fires is a state fire, they'll respond to that.
Right.
We have a lot of Forest Service firefighters on the UNO fire there in Weber Canyon.
Right.
And everybody shares resources. Our working relationships in the state between federal, local, and state in fire responses are fantastic.
You know, you're like the only department in the entire United States government that's capable of that, right? Because you're right.
They work together.
But I was seeing that footage from the Weber Canyon fire, and there were like 6 different agencies there, and you don't usually see that kind of cooperation interagency wise.
We've been doing this for a long, long time, and I've bounced around the United States in a lot of different positions, and our working relationships in this state. Some of the coverage we get would belie that, but on the ground we work fantastically. Right. It's seamless, and all our firefighters are trained the same. They respond the same. It doesn't matter what color the engine is,
standardized.
Where it came from. They know what they're doing, and they know each other. They work very well.
We're sitting there watching right now. We're watching people evacuate from Florida, which is horrible because there's only one direction to go.
You're evacuating Miami.
But in evacuations, are they scared enough? Because I know some people hang out and they want to get their grandmother's clock and stuff like that. But when you tell people to go, and do people like jump in their cars and go, or is there resistance on that?
You know, it varies, and we don't do the evacuations.
Right.
That's a county sheriff role.
Right.
That's a local jurisdiction.
Right.
And I've been on fires where people have said, I'm going to ride it out and see what happens, and other folks who take off.
Right.
And so it really depends on the individual. It also depends on how much experience you've had with fire.
Right.
When a wildfire comes over the hill.
Right.
You know, I've fought wildfires. Yeah. I've been in those situations. Personally, I'd get the heck out of it.
Yeah, my first thing is to pee, and then after that,
and then run.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think, and when people stay, it takes resources away from what they're supposed to be doing. You know?
Yeah, it certainly does.
Yeah.
In particular, law enforcement. And they're the ones who are having to deal with that when they probably could be out managing the evacuation. But yeah, everybody's concerned if somebody stays behind.
Now, you know, you were talking about the fact that this has just been an unprecedented season for fires all across the western United States. And we, ironically, I guess we have lucked out a little bit. In terms of what you're seeing, is it mostly man-made, like the Brinehead fire where that moron was burning his leaves? Great. Or is it more lightning strikes? I mean, Todd and I were down in Nevada, and they had 3 different fires burning along I-80 that they couldn't even put out. We drove right by one. What are you seeing the most problem with?
In the state of Utah, in any given year, about 50% of fires are human-caused.
That's going to drive you nuts.
Yeah. And
I mean, just
those
nuts.
are the ones that are entirely preventable.
Right. 50%.
50%.
Half.
Yeah.
Of putting people's lives in danger.
Is it just
because
a lot of different reasons. Sometimes it's, somebody pulls over in a vehicle with their catalytic converter, might start weeds on fire.
Right.
Oh, not good.
On occasion, we'll get fires started by target shooting, certainly shooting exploding targets and things like that, which are illegal on national forests.
Right.
Exploding targets. Fireworks are always a problem. And,
in the forest.
Yeah. Well, they're illegal in the forest. But,
right.
Throughout the state, you get people playing with fireworks and doing that. And then unintentional burning, like you were talking about with Brinehead, and that person's been accused of starting that fire, possibly from burning leaves. And so sometimes people will be out there burning, and it gets away from them.
And
Yeah.
there's trains. The sparks come off train wheels. I know that. There's other people who are doing electrical work on poles. They're doing grinding work. The sparks go, and then off it goes. And
Right.
if you're standing there, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, and when a
Except
fire
like look
starts
like
to get
an
away,
idiot.
then it's pretty tough to catch up.
Yeah,
on those
it
things.
is.
It would be nice if they actually called you and let you know, though, versus going, well, I'm not going to say anything so I don't get in trouble. It would be helpful if perhaps they shared the information.
I think in a
with the
lot of
fire.
cases, people realize they've lost one, and so they'll call 911
Right.
and say, "Hey, this fire's going." You know, they may say they found the fire. However, they do that.
Hi, Uncle
But we have a lot
Bob.
of fire investigators in the state too, who are very
Right.
good
Now,
at what
let
they
me,
do.
Let me ask you about that, because this part just fascinates me, because I've read about some of the fires where they were ridiculously massive, and they narrowed it down. They pinpointed it all back down to one thing, like, oh, this girl was burning love letters, and the fire got away. How can you go from like a 150-acre fire to, hey, in this spot, Steve was like shuffling through some leaves? I mean, how do you even do that?
I'm not a trained fire investigator, but I've talked to them, and they can, with enough training, go out there and they can see where the fire was moving. A lot of times we'll get some clues when folks first show up, when firefighters get there, and
Right.
like, well, it looks like it started right here. They will preserve that if they can see that.
Right.
Interesting.
You can see where a fire actually goes in a certain direction, say from where somebody had a campfire.
Right.
That they'll go out there and they can look at direction of fire. They can see based on how the fuel's burned, a lot of different things.
Right.
And then sometimes it's obvious because you'll see just garbage right there that
Right.
somebody was burning that.
Well, Dave,
That's
thank you so
amazing.
much. Smokey the Bear, only you. And we don't learn for some reason.
But we got to be careful with the smoky
Right.
message because not all fire's bad. Fire on the landscape is a good thing.
Okay,
And a
all
lot
right.
of these forests have evolved with it.
Right.
So we don't want to
Okay.
say too much
Managed.
that fire's bad.
How about managed?
Yeah, wildfires, unintended wildfires,
Right.
those are the ones we got to
That's
watch
one
out for.
Smokey's going to tell you about. And he'll hit you with a shovel.
Is there any? Can people reach you if they have more questions, or if they've got concerns about maybe stuff that's going on around them, like fireworks and fire and burning?
Who
and
do
things
they
like
call?
that?
You
Who
bet.
do they call?
They can call any of our offices, which are on our website, and so you can.
What is your website?
You can look on there. I don't have it right off the top of my head, but
I'm
it's
pretty sure I do.
Yeah. There's a QR code on the back that you can go
Cool.
right to the website.
Show off. Look at you. Alrighty. I'm guessing it's going to be no, I don't know. It actually isn't on here.
www.fs.fed.us, and then
There you
UNO
go.
Wasatch Cache. But you can just search
Show
for
off.
UNO Wasatch
All right.
Cache.
Dave?
Hey, Todd?
Yeah.
That's utahfireinfo.gov.
Thank you, Brendan.
Thank you, Brandon.
And that's fire information.
There you go.
But you
All
can
right.
find out anything about the forest on our website as well.
Very cool.
Call the offices, talk to people, and just engage with us. We'll give you all the information you can.
So you're lonely, sitting in the office waiting for a call.
Yeah, we're always looking for an opportunity to go out and talk to people.
Exactly, right?
That is
Okay.
always helpful. And I think they're too busy out there fighting the fires right now. Maybe in winter when it's quieter
Yeah.
and there's more snow.
Well, we'll
you have
find
more
out.
time to talk.
Hey,
That's
everybody.
ski season.
Thanks for joining us, the
Thank
Todd and
you.
Erin Morning Stream on GephartDaily.com. Dave, thanks again.
Thank you.
All right, good job with our forests out there.
Thank you.